Kuzu Zangpula, welcome to Bhutan e-learning project. I am Karma Tenzin, teacher of Dikiling Middle Secondary School, Sarbang Zongkhak. This is mathematics lesson for Key Stage 2, classes 4 to 6. Okay, children, in your last class, you have learned about area and perimeter. If I ask you to find an area of your room, can you do that? So area is a space occupied by a 2D shape. You have also learned about perimeter, right? So what is a perimeter? Perimeter is the total distance around the shape. Today, we will learn about what volume and capacity is. After that, we learn how to calculate volume and capacity. First, let's look at volume. Volume is the amount of space taken up by three-dimensional shape. If you build a shape out of centimeter cubes, the volume is the number of cubes you use and is described in cubic centimeter. Here I have a shape. It is 1 centimeter in length, 1 centimeter width, 1 centimeter height. 1 times 1 times 1 will give you 1 cubic centimeter. A cubic centimeter is the amount of space taken up by a cube that is 1 centimeter on all its edge. Now, let's take a look at these two shapes. I have a shape here and then here. Before we really look at the volume of this shape, can you count the cubes? I mean the number of cubes that is used to build these two shapes. Can you count? Okay. In this shape, we have 7 cubes. And in this shape, we have 7 shapes. Only the difference is they look different by the structure, but they have equal number of cubes. So we say that each shape has a volume of 7 centimeter cube. Now, let's take a shape here again. This shape uses 16 centimeter cubes. So, it is clear that it has a volume of 16 centimeter cube. Now, let's take a bigger structure. In this structure or shape, you can see that it has length 10 centimeter, width 10 centimeter, and height 10 centimeter. Now, to measure the volume of this structure, firstly, look at the base layer of this structure. At the base, you can see 10 cubes as the length and then 10 on the width. So 10 times 10 will give you 100 cubes. Now, look at the structure and count how many layers are there. Can you count? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 layers, which means we have already found out the number of cubes at the base. Since there are 10 layers in this structure, there will be 100 times 10, which will give you 1000 centimeter cubes. So the volume of this structure is 1000 centimeter cube. Sometimes the volume of a 3D shape is so large that it is measured in cubic meter. A cubic meter is an amount of space taken up by a cube, that is 1 meter on its edge. For example, if we want to find a volume of a room, then cubic centimeter will be too small to measure the volume of a room. So we must go for cubic meter. If we say that the volume of a prism is 36 centimeter cube, then it is for sure that the prism is made up of 36 centimeter cubes. Let's look at this structure here. Here in this structure you can see the length is 6 centimeter, width 3 centimeter, and the height is 2 centimeter. If we want to find the volume of this structure, first look at the first layer or the base layer. There you can see 6 as a length and 3 as a width. So 6 times 3 and its height is 1. 6 times 3 times 1 will give you 18 centimeter cube. Now the volume of the whole structure here will be, since there are 2 layers, each layer will have 18 centimeter cube. So 18, which means 18 centimeter on the first layer, 18 centimeter cube on the second layer. In total, the volume is 36 centimeter cube. To find out the volume of an object, first we should know the area of the base, that is length multiplied by width. After that, you can find out how many layers are there in the structure, that is height. So let's agree that volume is equal to length multiplied by width multiplied by height. If you think of a bigger structure, length 10 meter, width 6 meter, and height 4 meter. The base layer, that is the area of the base, is 10 meter by 6 meter, which will give you 60 meter square. Then the volume is 60 meter square times 4 meter will give you 240 meter cube. Let's take a prism. Here the prism has length 20 centimeter, breadth or the width 9 centimeter, and height 8 centimeter. Now let's calculate the area of this prism. Volume is equal to length multiplied by width multiplied by height. So volume is equal to area of the base times height. Let's look at the base of the prism. The prism has 20 centimeter as length, 9 centimeter as width. So the area of the prism is 20 times 9, that is 180, and the height is 8 centimeter. So the volume of the prism is 180, that is area of the base times 8, that is height. The volume is 1440 centimeter cube. Let's take another situation where all the dimensions are not given. In some case, area will be given to you, and maybe one of the dimensions will be given, and you are asked to find the missing dimension. Let's take an example here. A rectangular prism has a base of 24 centimeter square and a height of 2 centimeter. What is the volume of the prism? Here you might be wondering that area is given, and how about the two dimensions? Don't worry. As we have discussed earlier, area of the base is the product of length and breadth, or length and width. So the length and width is already embedded in the area. So what you will do is, volume is equal to area of the base multiplied by height. Here the area is 24 centimeter square. So volume of the prism will be 24 centimeter square multiplied by the height 2 centimeter will give you 48 centimeter cube. Let's take an example. This time let's have different one, where you are given with volume, you are given with two of the dimensions, and you will be asked to find the missing dimension. Here is the question. A rectangular prism has 300 centimeter cube as a volume. Its base is 20 centimeter long and 5 centimeter wide. What is the height of the prism? Now look at the diagram here. This is a prism and it has a volume that is 300 centimeter cube. It has length 20 centimeter and width 5 centimeter. Now let's work out what the height is. 300 is the volume here, as we have already agreed that volume is equal to length multiplied by width multiplied by height. So 300 is equal to, the length is 20 times the width is 5 and the height is missing. So 300 is equal to 20 times 5, that is the width and the length is 100, and multiplied by height. Now what you have to do is, you have to look for a number which will give you a product 300 when you multiply with 100. So the number is 3. 300 is equal to 100 times 3. So 100 times 3 gives you 300. So the height of this prism is 3 centimeter. Let's look at capacity. Capacity is a measure of how much a 3D shape could hold if it were a container filled to the top with a liquid. The milliliter, liter, and kiloliter are units for measuring capacity. They are mostly used for liquids or for solids that you can pour, such as sand and salt. Now let's look at this cube. It has 1 centimeter length, 1 centimeter breadth or width, 1 centimeter height. The capacity of this cube or the volume of this cube is 1 milliliter. Meaning, if you pour water into this cube, you will have 1 milliliter of water. So, take a structure which is length 10 centimeter, width 10 centimeter, height 10 centimeter. In terms of volume, it is 10 centimeter times 10 centimeter times 10 centimeter, which is length multiplied by width multiplied by height. You'll get 1000 centimeter cube. We have seen that 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 milliliter. So, here 1000 centimeter cube will also be equal to 1000 milliliter. And 1000 milliliter is equal to 1 liter. Now, let's take the same structure, same shape, but let's take different units. This time, let's look at decimeter. As we have discussed in one of the lessons, 10 centimeter is equal to 1 decimeter. So, the volume of 1 decimeter cube is 1 decimeter cube. Look at this cube. It has 1 decimeter as a length, 1 decimeter as a width, and 1 decimeter as height. Now you should know that 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeter. So here it is same as telling 10 centimeter multiplied by 10 centimeter multiplied by 10 centimeter. Now the volume here is, if you take in terms of centimeter, it is 1000 centimeter cube. And then in terms of decimeter, it is 1 decimeter cube, which means 1000 centimeter cube is equal to 1 decimeter cube. Now, 1000 centimeter cube is equal to 1000 milliliter. We have already done this. 1000 centimeter cube is equal to 1 decimeter cube. We are just doing now. You can find out that 1000 centimeter cube is equal to 1000 milliliter, and it is also equal to 1 decimeter cube. Therefore, 1000 centimeter cube is equal to 1000 milliliter, that is equal to 1 liter, and it is also equal to 1 decimeter cube. Let's have a look at some question. A rectangular prism container holds about 250 milliliter of water. What might be its dimension? Here, take a note of the amount of water, that is 250 milliliter. Now, change the unit from capacity to volume, which is from milliliter to centimeter cube. If 1 centimeter cube is equal to 1 milliliter, then 250 milliliter is also equal to 250 centimeter cube. Since we are looking for dimension of a prism, we need to find out 3 numbers that gives a product to 250. Here, 250 is same as writing 25 times 10. To further break down, 25 can be written as 5 times 5. So, 10 times 5 will give you 250. So finally, the length of a prism of the prism is 10 centimeter, width is 5 centimeter, height is 5 centimeter. So we have learned about volume and capacity. We have even learned how to calculate the missing dimensions, calculate volume and capacity. Before I wind up my lesson, I have some questions. Question number A: what is the volume of a rectangle base prism which has length 3 cubes, width 2 cubes, height 2 cubes? Question B: is it possible to build a rectangular prism with a volume of 20 centimeter cube? If so, what are the dimensions? Question C: rectangular prism container holds about 1320 milliliters of water. Its length, width and height are consecutive whole numbers. One of its dimension is 10 centimeter. What are the dimensions of the prism? With this, thank you very much. See you in our next lesson. Thank you.